if you can maybe just indicate whether you can hear me by giving me a thumbs up. I can't really see any faces. Maybe if you can hear me, you can switch your cameras on quickly so that I can just, there we go. There, I've got one thumb. So I assume that you're able to hear me then. Right, I shall officially start. I'm Alicia. I'm Teacher Fox, as the children know me. And a little bit about myself. That's actually why I'm having this meeting with you tonight, just so that you can get to know me a little bit better, seeing that we are in these crazy, challenging times at the moment. Who would have thought back in the day that we would be doing a meeting like this over Zoom of all places? This is actually quite exciting. I've got 2 children. I am married. I know that it is crunch time at the moment, suicide hour in most of your houses, because the children have to get ready for bed and all of that, and you've got to cook and what not. So I promise I shall not keep you too long. Right, so now you know a little bit about me. My children are luckily a bit older, so I don't have that suicide hour at the moment. But let me see if I can start straight away. I'm going to try share screen with you. You know how technology works. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So let's hope for the best over here. Right. Maybe you can just indicate for me if one of the mommies can maybe just switch their camera on and just tell me if you can see the screen I'm sharing. That would really help me. It should be a blue, there we go. Thank you, Inga. It should be a blue screen. So there we go. That's just my welcoming for tonight. And I shall go straight into it. Well, your grade 1 year for your little one is the most important year of their career. I know that I said last night as well, I know that college and all of that, university, it's also very important, but grade 1 is the foundation of all of that. And if the grade 1 foundation is shabby, then all the rest, I'm afraid, is going to be crooked as well. So we must take hands and we must try to make this a fantastic year for them so that ultimate learning can take place. And through COVID and everything else, we've made it this far. So I'm quite excited. And I almost want to say, bring it on. So we really need to take hands. This is their most important year. And if there's a year to fix things, let's say we've got a few shortcomings or a few obstacles along the way, this is the year to fix it. And very shortly, I shall start with meetings. I shall contact you privately just to inform you that we should sit down and have a chat and see how we can help the little ones who might be lagging behind slightly or who might have slight obstacles, and we can see how we can help them. Right. On that note, we are finished with the baseline assessment. So we completed that already. But I want to ask you and really appeal that you try to limit the kiddies being absent. I know that it's tricky at the moment because you must adhere to protocol as well. You know, if they have the slight sniffles, then it ticks a box and then they must stay at home. And I do support that as well. Please, if they've got any flu-like symptoms and they've got runny noses or anything like that, rather keep them at home just to be safe and sure. But it's a catch-22. But I know we're all mommies. You will know when it's genuine and when it's maybe just trying to have a pajama day. So let's try to limit that, because the teaching that I do in class and that we all do in class at Hendrik Low, especially grade 1, I can't really clone that. So I can send the letters home and I can send the lessons home for you and what we've done, but I can't really get that time where I've done the lesson in class with them. I can't really get that back. And I also can't recreate, so to speak, that at home for you. So the lessons in grade 1, it's very hands-on and it's one-on-one and it's concrete apparatus. And it's of vital importance that they are in class to actually experience that, because that's how they learn at the moment, through play. Right, that is on that note. And now lunch boxes, I have to say thank you to you. I see healthy lunch boxes, and most of them listen very well. They've only got pretzels or little salty biscuits in, which they are allowed to have. The only thing that I want to, however, ask you is to, as far as possible, I know that some children don't want to even look in the direction of water. I've had that myself with mine, so I understand that fully. But if we can maybe just try. I have spotted some bottles with very sugary red and green drinks, and I really want to ask you if we can avoid that. They can surely have that at home, but let's try, for the few hours that they are in school, let's try to avoid that, and let's see if we can stick to water. I do allow them to take a sip through the day if they get thirsty while they're working, but however, it has to be water. I don't allow them to sip on their cool drinks during work time. Juice and all of that they can have during snack time, but not the sugary drinks, if that's possible. Right, and the next point I want to chat about is stationery. I have spotted, or I have picked up, that a lot of the parents are feeling quite unsure when it comes to the stationery, and hopefully I can set your heart at ease just a little bit tonight. They came with all their boxes, and I know that they're not using all the stationery all in one go. And I have had requests from parents, can I send all the rest home? And then as they need it, I sort of ask for it to come from home. Now, that's very tricky, and I hope that I can explain that a little bit better. Let's say they're sitting at their table and accidentally their black snap or anything breaks. It happens, they're small. Then I don't have an extra black at hand. All the extra things I keep in their ice cream containers that I've given them, and it's packed away in the cupboard. So if they need something on the spur of the moment, I can sort of add on out of their little kitty that you have supplied out of the boxes. But if I've got no extra stock at school, then I can't. And at the moment, with the protocol with COVID, I can't let them share anything. So I can't ask a friend to be pretty nice and just lend them a hand with a crayon. So that's why I really prefer that they have their stationery at hand there in my cupboard. I promise you, we look after it. There aren't little monsters eating it, and it's not going to disappear. With the books, I've had 2 questions on books as well, and I feel I should just address that as well so that you can all be clear. With the unruled books, all the books are the same. They're not any different. So we checked in the boxes who brought their books and who didn't buy their books, and whose boxes were incomplete, and we made notes of that. I've got all of that. And then after I've taken roll call, so to speak, of all the boxes and all the stationery, I've put all the books together, all the unruled books together, and then all the faint and margin ones together. And I randomly just hand out. So you might end up with a homework book at home in your child's file, which doesn't have your child's sticker on, it's not your child's name. Don't worry about that. It's not that your child's going to run out of a book and I've taken your book and giving it to someone else. That's not the case at all. It's just that we've taken all the lists down. We know exactly who brought and who didn't bring. And I've been in contact with the parents who didn't bring everything and who we couldn't make a plan with. So don't worry about that. I don't want the stationery to be a worry on you. We will manage that as far as we can. And in the past, it has been working the way we work with it. Right, then homework. Homework can be very daunting in grade 1. You come from grade R and all of a sudden you've got homework to do with the little ones. And it can actually be a big worry and a big headache on the parents. And that's the last thing I want. So I don't know if you've noticed on the group that I've sent 2 little tutorials already of what to do with those cards that they've cut out, and then what to do with the 3 tricky words that we're busy with. And I shall be guiding you along like that. I shall send little videos, and then Mrs. Leroux, who is my colleague, we work hand in hand completely. So sometimes you will get videos from her, sometimes you will get videos from me, as we actually one big family, her and I. So we form a great team. So if you get videos from me, if you get videos from her, don't worry, it's part of the grade 1 team. And we will guide you along for you to always be sure how to do the homework, how to stick to the homework sheet, so that we can have you feeling not unsure about that. That's the last thing I want, for you to stress at home, not knowing how to do it. It's also important for me that you try to stick with my tutorial videos or her tutorial videos, so that we use this correct method. We don't want confusion to set in when I'm busy with a method in class and I explain it in a certain way to the little ones. And then at home, they might be doing a different method, and then they're going to get confused. So rather try to stick with my tutorial videos that I will guide you along throughout the year, and see if you can rather do it in that way than to deviate from that, and then we just confuse the little ones. Reading is of utmost importance in grade 1. It's the core of all the learning. Well, that's the way I see it. Reading, phonics, writing. Mathematics is just as important, but we all know when the word problems start, it's reading again. So if they lack in their reading, they're going to eventually lack in their mathematics as well, when it comes to thinking and reasoning and all of the other aspects. So I put lots and lots and lots of effort into phonics. We do the Jolly Phonics program, which is phenomenal. I shall guide you with the Jolly Phonics program as well. It's got signs and it's got all 3 aspects of learning. So it's fantastic. And I shall send you little videos of that as well to guide you of how to practice their sounds. With the homework, it's very important that a grade 1 child reads and counts every single day. Even if it gets boring and they say, oh, we've done this yesterday and we're not doing it again, please try to do anything you can. I've had the craziest rewards in the past for mine, you will not believe, just to get them to do those repetition. The repetition is key in grade 1. The more they can practice something, the better. And that's how they learn. Don't think that it's, oh no, they've done it yesterday, so today it's got to be completely different, otherwise they're not learning. No, they learn through doing the same thing over and over and over, and especially reading. Reading is practice, practice, practice. So we'll do lots of reading practice. But for now, we're not reading books yet. We're still busy learning our 42 Jolly Phonics sounds. And they're actually very proud at the moment in class, because they could not believe me when I said to them, it was yesterday, when I said to them, you know, you've only done 3 sounds yet properly, and we can write 2 words already. And they were, oh, no, it can't be. And then when we actually did it, they were completely flabbergasted. They could not believe that they actually managed to write in 2 words. So they're very proud at the moment, and they're like little sponges. So yes, the files. They've got a blue file and they've got a kangaroo file. We just called it the kangaroo file for their sake. That must come to school every day, please. So the blue file goes into their bag daily, and then it must come back. The kangaroo file won't go home every day. I'll only send the kangaroo file home if I've got really important resources in there that I would like them to use. And for some reason, it can't fit into the blue file. I don't want them to commute loads of files back and forth, shame. It can get very heavy. So I tend to leave the kangaroo file in class, and then the blue file will send back and forth. And then discipline at school, that's actually my last point. Discipline at school, we've got a whole system with discipline, and it's a very good system, and you've probably read the whole shebang on discipline already. You got a whole little booklet where it was in. I'm not too rigid with the little ones, and Hendrik Lowe in general. We're not too rigid, and we're not unfair with the little ones. That's actually what I'm trying to say. We understand that they're little and kids will be kids. So I shall notify you via message, via private message, before you'll get any letters. And only if it's a really, really bad one, which in all my years I've only had once with a grade 1 class. That's really, really rare. It must be like super bad, fighting, fists flying, that sort of thing, where I shall do a discipline letter, a proper letter with the whole thing that goes apart with it. Otherwise, I shall text you or maybe give you a phone call, and you come in and we chat about it and we try and resolve it that way. I prefer that than giving the grade 1's a letter and they worry that entire day, I've got a discipline letter, and what's mum going to say? What's dad going to say? That's just awful. So I'm definitely not going to do it that way. If they've done something horrible, like I've just explained, threw someone with a rock or hectic things, obviously I shall speak to them and tell them that I'll contact mum and dad, but I won't go into much detail. I don't feel that's too fair, because as I just mentioned, for the rest of the day, not much learning will take place because they will worry. And it will bug them the entire day that they're sitting there thinking, this afternoon, I've got to go and tell mum X, Y, Z. So don't break your head over the discipline system and let it be a scary thing for you. In grade 1, it's not that bad, actually. And our communication is very good with grade 1s. I prefer communicating directly with you rather than emailing you to say your child has done X, Y, Z, and oh, it's so bad. I won't do that ever. And now I have rattled on, and you are sick and tired of my voice. I spoke so quickly, but I tried to cram everything in. Let me see our time. It only gives us half an hour, the Zoom sessions, then it starts lagging and everything. So I try to cram everything in as fast as I can to give you as much information as I could. Further on, thank you so much for your support so far. You've been absolutely fantastic with sending her back letters. I send it home and literally 2 days later, I have the letters back. Thanks so much for that. That really helps. And also with the files, you can take old papers out for me so that it does not get a thick pack in their files, because they do get overwhelmed by that. I promise you, if they open that file and I tell them, I want you to put this letter by the green dinosaur sticker or by the purple dinosaur sticker, and then if their folder is full, they get totally overwhelmed and they just freeze. They don't even put it in because they literally don't know where. So if there are forms that we send home, or your homework sheets or anything like that, resources in particular, cards and things like that, keep it at home for me. take the old homework sheet out and keep the new one in, that sort of thing. But so far, you've been great with that. I have seen that the mommies and daddies, they've been doing that, the majority of them. So thank you for that. And that's my story for tonight. I hope everyone could hear me tonight. There were quite a few that couldn't hear me last night. And yes, I hope that you could hear me tonight. I recorded this whole meeting. I actually do hope that it recorded. Last night it stayed on pause from my side. That was a little bit of a total, like I say to the children, a poof moment, not a mwah moment. So yes, that's my story. You have got my email address. You've got my email address. You can email me. We are on a group. It is a broadcast group though, so it is, oh sweet, look at that little one. That is so sweet with a pink bib. Oh, gorgeous. Now I'm totally off my story. Anyway, you can email me or you can text me. Obviously, just try and stick to the rules with the texting and the hours. I am a mommy as well, so I do have to help at home. My kids aren't that big. So yes, but I'm open to communication. I think you would have seen that by now. And now I have babbled on for too long and I'm going to say bye-bye. I hope that you have a lovely evening and just pop me an email or stay in contact. Have a great evening. Bye.